Yeah, I'm reading fucking BURAIDEN Guy, which is like it's a manga by Fukumoto, and it's about a dude who like murders a guy,
Okay.
or at least it's about a kid that gets like charged for murdering a guy. He just happened to be there at a murder, and the cops were like, "You murdered that guy," and he's like, "No, I didn't." He ran off,
Yeah.
and so now he's gonna like get tried, like a juvenile court case. But like this kid's a real hard ass.
Okay.
So he's like, I don't care if it gets into jail, I'll just break out because I know the truth behind the case. Like the cop's like, you stupid piece of shit. Like, so it's really spectacular because you got this like fucking complete bullheaded kid who's like a really great fighter,
Yeah.
but like
Let's
fucking
just fucking break out.
yeah, like he's just like fucking maximum guts, does not give a shit, and everybody else is like, that's not how the system works.
So is this episode just going to be a cold opening where the first line is, so I've been reading, what was the name of that manga?
It's a BURAIDEN Guy.
Yeah, the first line should just be, I've been reading BURAIDEN Guy. That's our episode start.
Maybe.
We'll decide later. But so let's say hey to all our lovely Kawaiians out out in the world. Apparently in Japan a lot, like 150,
Yeah.
which is fucking bizarre.
Over half our viewership so far has been Japanese.
Yeah, it's surreal as shit. I don't.
Yeah. I was trying to be weeby for the American.
Yeah.
Maybe like there's Japanese people who are like, oh, listen to these fat motherfuckers. That's real racist. I mean, but yeah.
But, I wonder if the actual people from Japan have any conception of our racist Japanese voices, right? They're like, yeah, we sound like that. That sounds like an accent.
I'm a bitch.
I don't know. So Japanese fans, tell us. Is this a racist?
I am a master of Bushido.
Yeah.
I am Dragon Warrior.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's my favorite thing.
Yeah.
It's playing Basra because there's that guy that just says random fucking English.
Yeah, man.
Come on, guys, let's go.
Shit's ridiculous. Yeah, that sounds great. But, let's talk. Why did you put a fucking Soul Eater banner on our page?
Because it was Kawaii.
Yeah, I guess so. I will admire Soul Eater for its character designs and coloring choices, but it's garbage.
Okay. I think it's hilarious,
Yeah.
and it does a really good job of parodying a lot of material while also having a decent story on its own.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I just don't like it. It's too madcap. It's too it's too trying to be One Piece-esque in my opinion, and it doesn't have the strength.
There are no islands.
I know there are no islands, but like fucking yeah. Yeah, I don't like Soul. I don't like Soul Eater. I don't like Fairy Tail. I don't like Bones. For the fuck it. The manga the guy wrote before Soul Eater.
Okay.
Konietzko.
Not the American classic comic Bone.
No. Bones is amazing. Yeah.
Great.
Bones is fantastic. No, it's Bonichi. I think it was called. It's not very good. And what else did Oh yeah, Rave Master, also garbage. All the stuff that these people who just love One Piece with all their heart, clearly, and were like, I want to write in that voice. I just feel like they don't do it very well.
Right.
I mean, I don't think they're exactly copying. I think they are trying to evolve that same sort of storytelling because they love it. But fuck them.
All right, man.
So yeah, so we're actually recording this episode the day after we recorded the second half of our last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we didn't really talk that in depth about what we're doing over the past 2 weeks. Because, again, for our fans, our lovely Kawaii, we fucked up a lot. We fucked around. We took too long to record the first half of our episode, and we took too long to record the second half of our episode. So boom, boom, double 1-2 episode combo.
Yeah.
All our fans.
It's like reparations.
Yeah.
But for white people.
It's like reparations for white people.
That
should be the tagline of this episode. Episode 3, Legend of Korra, it's like reparations for white people.
I could put in the episode description, maybe. I don't really want to format this shit.
Yeah, it's true. I think that would be. I don't know. Maybe we should start using funny titles.
Maybe. I like actually being able to tell at least the number of the episode and what it's being discussed.
I mean, we can do the same thing we've been doing, which is episode 1, episode 2 dash title of show we're watching, but then after that we can have a colon.
Oh.
And it could be reparations for white people.
That'd be great. Yeah, it's just like I really like Grumpy OG-san's reviews, and he's like this 80-year-old man who walks out to like a campsite somewhere and talks about anime. And I don't always agree with like like the review that he gives, but he's pretty insightful. He actually has physical copies of everything he reviews,
That's impressive.
which is super bizarre. I never
Yeah. I use Crunchyroll.
But it's so difficult to like figure out what he's reviewing by just the titles, because it's all of his titles are just like Grumpy OG-san goes on a star-spangled adventure. And so I'm like, what fucking anime is he watching this time?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Hopefully we can enter into that glorious oeuvre of anime reviewers. We'll be right up there with Grumpy OG-san.
Yeah.
And I don't know, some other guy that reviews anime.
Fucking no, actually. So
what?
That's a real thing that annoys me. Is a lot of people that review anime are just really annoying.
Yeah. I agree.
A lot of their anime review are like, like they're just like, look at this anime, it's so wacky. Oh, yeah. It's like the whole thing.
Yeah. Fuck that noise. Yeah, listen, I've been telling you, man. Siskel and Ebert of anime.
Yeah,
that's together.
That's what needs to happen.
Yeah.
We're fairly intelligent, or at least
I like to think so. I have an English degree. You have an English degree.
Yeah. I have a degree in learning.
Yeah. And I have degrees that matter as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're smart. We're smart guys. We'll take the world by storm with our with our pseudo intellectual brand of nonsense and self-indulgence.
Right.
It'll be great. Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
What have you been up to?
What have I been up to? Oh man, I'm so bad at answering questions. Man, fucking not that much. I replayed Shovel Knight again because I'm in love with Shovel Knight. I have been reading things and watching television. I don't know. Let me think about that. What do? You answer first.
I'm fucking eating cookies and being fat. No, I imported Sengoku Basara 4. It's fun as shit.
Yeah.
But like, my problem is like I keep wanting to play it, but I want to play it with friends, but I don't have anyone to co-op with because everybody's out of town, and the few people that are in town are always busy.
Yeah.
Cough. No, they're people that really enjoyed playing the third one with me.
Rest assured, kid, if I were around, I would play something else with you.
Like Dragon's Crown?
Yeah, like more Dragon's Crown. That game's a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah, I'm actually really, really hyped to the apartment that I'm going to be living in like next month.
Yeah.
I'll be living with 3 of my really good friends,
Cool.
and hopefully, we'll be able to play 4-player Dragon's Crown.
Oh man.
And yeah, that'd be fucking exciting.
That would be exciting. That's a fun game. I like that game. It was so much controversy because of jiggling tatas, but you know, just a delight.
No, it's real great.
Yeah.
And speaking of it, there's actually there's a lot of really high quality figures that were made for that game.
That makes sense.
And they're so good looking.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to have like Tits McGee on my like desk, you know. Like I have to split. I guess, you know, coming back to the whole like I guess I'm an adult and I realize that's embarrassing.
Yeah, you need like a secret like compartment in your closet. Then you can go and look at Tits McGee and think about times long past when you've from the time when before you learned shame. Yeah. And look at yourself in the mirror and cry.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But no, I love that game. It's a lot of fun.
It is. It's really good. Man, dwarf throw.
Throwing things with dwarves.
Yeah.
Never gets old. You can pick up like every fucking thing in that game.
Yeah.
Just throw it.
It's true. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't been doing that much. I just been working. At my job. Doing numbers. Writing reports. Preparing.
Yeah, I gotta teach 2 classes this next semester, and I got a whole lot of we have a lot of Asian enrollment at this school anyway, but I'm curious as to how this will work because I have a more Socratic kind of atmosphere in my classes, and so hopefully there'll be, you know, actual discourse and people will be talkative, but it's already hard enough to get like freshmen to like talk.
Yeah.
But then like having like a cultural kind of like language barrier.
Yeah.
Oh man. So hopefully I've got students that are like comfortable speaking, you know.
Yeah.
But who knows? I had a moment where I told a friend, I said, you got a lot of Chinas in my class. and he was like, that's really racist. And I go, oh no, I looked at their last names and they're all traditionally Chinese names. Come on, man. And I was like, no, I fucking didn't.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
it's kind of racist. Not super racist.
No,
I don't think China's is an epithet, you know. So yeah, I think you're doing all right. You're doing all right over there.
Yeah, I'm getting it. But no, I'm interested to see how that'll work out. But I'm really anxious about this upcoming year because I had to like crank out this thesis.
Yeah.
And teach a bunch. So
yeah, that's right. I mean, I taught 2 sections of the same class.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's not so bad. It's not so bad. I got away with it. It was, but I don't know. You know, it's not the end of the world. You'll pull up. It's an extra hour a day. A lot of your preparation will be overlap. Oh, but yeah, you got grade shit. Fuck that noise.
Yeah,
I had
to read papers.
Yeah, oof.
Paper and offer substantive comments and review so that they can do better in future drafts.
That is a solid increase in work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I mean, like that's if I had like 2 major complaints like the whole last of the semester or like really last year is students wanted, you know, more feedback and of course women thought the class was disorganized or canceled too much. And that's because women are terrible. It's like every review that was like, I feel like this class got canceled like way too many times.
Yeah.
Like, bitch, I canceled 4 times, and then weather canceled it twice.
Yeah.
Get fucking. You don't complain about that on review.
Yeah. Were you trying to get me fired?
Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah, I didn't read too many of my... I just had so many, because I taught so many kids. I was like, fuck, I can't read all these reviews.
No, I had like 1 classroom of 30, so...
Yeah.
Or not even 30, like 23 each semester. So it was really easy to figure out what student wrote what.
I know this handwriting.
Yeah, like, well, no, I mean, it was all digital, but, like, I could tell by what they said, and, you know, by it's just everything.
Sure.
There's one kid that, he was pretty brilliant, but, I wrote him a recommendation letter, and he got into Rutgers on, like, a full ride or something.
Nice.
So, he wrote, like, this is, like, the best teacher I've had. And I'm just like, you go, man.
Yeah. Grant wants me to write him a recommendation.
Yeah?
Yeah. To work at, like, GameStop or some shit, though.
You fucking need a letter of recommendation to work at the GameStop.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's competitive. I don't even know. I fuck working in retail, dude. I don't want any part of that place.
Never gotten to do that again in my life. I have so much white privilege.
I've never worked in retail, and I never will. Never worked in retail or food service. Just physical labor and office work.
I did a summer at a Burger King once.
Ugh.
Like I felt like a part of the machine. Putting burgers in the slot machine.
Yeah. That makes sense. Oh, hey, Kawaiians, we're revealing Legend of Korra this week.
Yeah, that's this week's episode is Korra.
Yeah. And I know what you're saying, but Max and Kit, you glorious bastards. What why are you reviewing Legend of Korra? That's an American animated thing. And when I say one, it's animated in Korea. And two, so is most Japanese anime.
Yeah, they actually had for some of season 2, they had like Pierrot or somebody work on it. So
yeah, wow.
It was done by the Japanese for a hot second.
Oh. Yeah.
But yeah, I think their head studio is Studio Mir or something.
Yeah.
Which, fucking Koreans, man.
You know what my favorite anime is?
What?
Is the real Ghostbusters. Because that was all animated in Japan.
That's spectacular.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like this like real resurgence of animated shows around that time. You get Men in Black animated show and Godzilla. Ooh. Yeah. I can't even Godzilla.
Yeah, that is something I've been doing. I've been watching bad old like American TV animation. Yeah, I was kind of telling you about this earlier. I was watching Yogi's Gang, which was a terrible I think 70s animated series. It pretty much was just all the Hanna-Barbera characters flying around on a helicopter arc and just fighting supervillains themed on a weirdly broad range of topics. But episode 1, best episode, it stars Mr. Bigot, a evil scientist who has a blimp that has a laser on it that turns people into racists. And it was up to Yogi and the gang to defeat him.
Yeah, to which my response, off color as ever, was you don't need a laser to make people hate other people. Other people is the redacted version of every fucking stereotype that I have actually said.
You actually said that it was like a shot from a Peckinpah movie. It just kept coming, it just played over and over again, but you had a new race every time. That's not what you said about Jews. That's not what you said about Chinese people. Like that.
Yeah.
And it's just different angles. And you're just louder every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. But no, speaking of watching a lot of stuff, I've been watching a lot of cartoons, I guess, as well. Steven Universe just started airing again.
Yeah, but I haven't seen the episode 20 yet, which is the Coach Steven, because that's not out in America, and I don't pirate.
It aired or leaked in Canada. I don't know.
It aired in Canada and South Korea, but not in the United States for whatever reason.
Yeah, which is a stellar episode.
Yeah, well, don't ruin it for me. I know Nicki Minaj is for some shit.
Yeah. It's really good. It's really good. But I started watching Dan Versus, which is the show. I don't
I
know.
don't know Dan versus.
It's about a guy called Dan, and he's just like a real bastard, and he gets pissed off at things.
Okay.
And it's kind of like an episodic thing where, like, in this episode, Dan's really pissed off at this thing, and he has to go on, like, this big fucking quest to get back and have his revenge.
Okay.
And so they play it with, like, he's got, like, the kind of the dumb as a fucking sack of bricks straight man.
Yeah.
To be like, Dan, this is stupid.
Sure.
Uh,
Sure.
And then, you know, they have a decent cast. It's an okay show.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of popularity, though, surprisingly. So I'm wondering if, like, it grows on me or what. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I watched a few episodes and it was solid.
I'm pulling up the IMDb for it right now. Yeah, what is it on?
Like Stars or HBO or something.
It has
I don't
3 fucking seasons.
Yeah.
My God, this Hub. It's a Hub show, like fucking My Little Pony.
Weird.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I watched like a couple episodes of the first season, and it's not so bad, but
Yeah.
it's also it has yet to start having an effect on me. Let's see. I watched a bunch of crap. I watched the new. Well, I say crap. I mean actually like entertaining things.
Yeah.
Watched the 2 newest seasons of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And they were really, really good.
I can't wait till we get around to reviewing that anime.
Yeah, it's a spectacular show.
Yeah.
But yeah, more or less, I've been watching a lot. I've been reading a lot of books and been playing a lot of video games. And
I love that part of Always Sunny where Charlie is like all obsessed with giant monsters, and he gets like tattoos on his arm.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a pretty good episode.
I noticed there was a phenomenon that happened where I watched quite a few seasons of Sunny, and then I realized every time like I would start like getting like raising my voice, I would adopt like the Charlie Day kind of like way of like kind of like raising voices. Like, getting mad.
Like that.
Yeah, like that, like real like man, it just yeah, like
Yeah.
I can't. It just organically would come out, and that's whenever I knew I'd been watching too much Sunny. But that's a big complaint about the show that a lot of people have, is that because it's got like that improv kind of vibe to it, and so a lot of scenes kind of deteriorated into all the characters just screaming at each other.
Yeah. Nah, I mean that's true. That's a valid complaint about that show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, season 8 and 9 both did a spectacular job.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Fucking, you talk mad shit about Bleach, but newest chapter pulled some shit that like is some like 4th level like speculation bullshit. So.
Yeah. I feel like whenever you tell me that, it's a lie, and you're just having like some kind of bizarre fever dream.
No, there's a really weird moment. So if you read Kubo Tite, he actually did, whenever he was in high school, he did a manga called Zombie Powder.
I really like Zombie Powder, actually.
And using some of the rules that work in that universe and applying them to the Bleach universe.
Okay.
Which was already, like, a little bit like, okay, this is getting into strange, like, headcanon area.
Okay.
There's, like, a single panel where one of the characters in Bleach like goes in this guy's lab, and they don't show you what he sees. You can just see like the silhouette of like some characters like hanging from the fucking ceiling.
Yeah.
But like it's so indistinct you can't fucking tell what it is.
Yeah.
And that never gets mentioned.
Okay.
So now it's been hundreds of chapters since that moment.
Sure.
But I called it that those characters were characters that were dead in that part, and via zombie powder mechanics would be brought back to life. And then fucking it happened. Like, cause like I was waiting for it because this one character controls zombies, and I was like, oh man, wouldn't it be crazy if those other characters showed up as antagonists to the zombie character? And then it happened, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's pretty good.
And so like there was a legitimate moment where like I clicked to the next panel, and it was the full panel fucking spread of these characters know being revealed. That they were there, and I just like at a moment where like I just like my entire body shook,
and your bowels released.
Yeah, pretty much. shit everywhere. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was real bizarre. But one of those things that like I guess I had called it in my wildest dreams, but also wrote it off as like that's too fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
And like will only make sense to like me.
Sure.
And then it happened, and I was like,
So it maybe just Taite Kubo just reading your Twitter like you read his. Is it possible that Taite Kubo just randomly drew one of his Twitter followers and it was just like, I'm just going to make everything this guy says come true?
It's so there was actually a moment where on 4chan people were discussing Bleach, and this one guy was acting like he was Kubo, and he was like, "Why aren't you guys like my manga?" and one person was like, "You have fucking ice dragons, and it's still boring, man. How do you do that?" And he's like, "Well, what if in like the next chapter this guy's like gun shoots wolves? What if that's what happens?" And someone was like, "That's okay, but the wolves should have like top hats and be made of pure energy." And he was like, "I'll see what I can do." And then 13 chapters later, it's fucking happened. There was a character that shot wolves out of his gun. And so I was like, wait, what?
Those sound pretty cool, but also like utter nonsense.
It's fucking ridiculous.
I
love Bleach.
I know you do. I've been reading Hunter x Hunter. Because that guy's not dead yet, apparently. And it's been amazing. It's been fucking amazing.
It's also written by Kubo.
I think there's like Togashi or something like that.
Yeah, no, I like to imagine that Kubo writes all the best-selling shonen manga.
He's just pulling off a crazy hat trick.
Yeah.
He wrote Yu Yu Hakusho when he was 12. I don't know how old Taite Kubo is. But yeah, that's been super amazing. And like Gon lost all his spoiler warning. I don't give a fuck. Gon loses all his powers, and they just
all his powers are gone.
Yeah, he just decides to go to high school.
What?
But that's not what the story's about. And then right now it's about other characters who like. His like aunt or whatever is like, "Welp, homeschooling time. Gotta get your GED."
That's a strange place to take that.
Yeah, I know. But that's not the main plot line. The main plot line's happening with other people. But that's just like that's what the main character's doing. He's getting his GED.
That's really bizarre.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's a moment where Ichigo lost all of his powers, but they're like, "No, you're not getting out of this shit."
Yeah. You see, because that shit is stupid.
No, man,
the guy loses his powers after like a horrible like apocalyptic battle, more or less, and he's like, "Well, I guess I'm just gonna live a normal life now, and just be a genius otherwise, without magic titans." Yeah, because Hunter x Hunter is amazing. And
yeah, that's what I keep having to hear.
Yeah, you gotta read it. Gotta read it all.
I should really read it.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I feel like if I dedicate that much time to something, I should just read all of JoJo's.
JoJo's is a lot more time.
Yeah.
JoJo's is like an eon.
Which is still ongoing.
Still ongoing. Yeah, it's. Yeah, no, I don't know. Don't read all of JoJo. Read all of Hunter x Hunter. It's really good. If you come back down, I have like all the manga.
Okay.
In English, and it's all great.
So takeaways from this is read Hunter x Hunter and watch all the animes.
Yeah, watch all the animes.
But yeah, another thing that I've been watching recently is Legend of Korra.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the thing we're gonna do an episode on.
Yeah, and it's really interesting because Nickelodeon's terrible.
Yeah, they've just been garbage. They've been hot garbage.
They have been shooting themselves in the foot. Like, I guess they just don't know how to properly like advertise and like show a show that they have the rights to.
I don't know. I mean, like, what have they made that's even watchable? Like, since SpongeBob, and SpongeBob's just I don't know.
They've been really banking off of SpongeBob and Fairly Odd Parents for the last like eon.
Yeah,
I think.
I mean, but yeah, like they canceled that, and then they made Danny Phantom, and then they brought Fairly Odd Parents back again. I don't know what happened.
It's still running.
It is still running. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Still going.
Wow.
Same with fucking Spinge Boob.
Yeah, man, Tom Kenny has to be so rich, right? He has to. One second, I'm gonna look up Tom Kenny's net worth while you talk about SpongeBob.
Fuck that.
All right.
I'll talk about how they've like dropped the ball. So for people who don't know, Legend of Korra is the sequel to Avatar: The Last Airbender, and it's got a lot of issues with it. The fan base has 1,000 different fucking things to say about it, but so they did like the first kind of season, which was 13 or so episodes, and then after that they already were lit for that they were ready to go for season 2, and they already had like a bit of it written, and so they started airing season 2, but then Nick realized they weren't getting enough ratings because it got like a lot of rate like. It was doing really, really well for the first season because like, you had the whole hype train of, oh man, it's a sequel to Avatar.
Yeah.
And so, like, fucking all the hype kind of went away after the first season, so the second season's ratings were, like, just in the shitter. And so Nick kept putting it in, like, shittier and shittier time slots, which didn't really help its ratings at all.
Yeah.
And so eventually they just, like, aired, like, the last so many episodes. They just threw them all online. It was just all, they just dumped it on the internet.
Well, it was actually part of a Tumblr thing.
Yeah.
They're like,
if we got enough likes or shares.
We'll put it all up now.
Yeah. But, and so, that already didn't bode incredibly well. But then season 3, because I guess there was money to be made.
Yeah.
All the Legend of Korra merchandise doesn't move, which I guess is how you really make money with cartoons, selling toys.
Sure.
There's
no Legend of Korra playset.
Yeah. And so like the book 3 and book 4 is they call their series books, but
seasons are books.
Yeah. Season 3 and 4, they've already written and produced like 4s in post-production. And so whenever they went to go air it, it got leaked in Mexico. And so like 3 of the episodes got leaked. And so they decided the way that they were going to counteract that is they would air 2 episodes, and then air another 2 episodes, and then whenever like they were airing them 2 episodes that would catch everybody past the leak, they like made it a big deal. They were like, oh, these are episodes that you can't see anywhere but, here. You can't see them anywhere online.
Yeah.
And then immediately after that, like, I guess they didn't get enough ratings. So now they're talking about just going back to doing it only digitally.
Ugh.
And, like that, it's just been footed around with like different time slots every 2 seconds, and
yeah. So it's unfortunate because it's really, really good.
Yeah, no, the third season has been great.
It's been great. So yeah, so we're our first episode in, and then 5 regular half-hour episodes after that are out, right? So
yeah.
There are 6 total episodes spanning.
I thought we were up to 7. Well, I guess technically 6 if the first one counts as 2.
Yeah, first one's 1. So we're up to 7. So we're up to 6, 7 if you count the first one as 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know. It's been really great. I really like Legend of Korra on the whole.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Let's talk about why I like it. You apparently like it as well.
Yeah.
I like
just fine.
Yeah, I like it better than the first series a lot. Actually.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's a bold statement.
I like it a lot more. And I know exactly the reasons why. I don't really like the setting of Avatar: The Last Airbender that much. I don't like how the whole world's Asia somehow, It's Japan, China, then Eskimos and Tibetans. That is the whole planet. That is the world. That's the world. And I don't know. I feel like it's weirdly how monolithic all the countries are. And I feel like the first season has all the pseudo-spiritual stuff in it that I feels weak. There's some bad there's bad communication of the rules of the universe. Because for one thing, they had this whole thing about how like the air buffalo taught the air nomads how to airbend, and the dragons taught the firebenders how to firebend, and all that stuff. Right. But so why can't you just teach motherfucker? Why do you have to be born a firebender and airbender at that point? Right?
Yeah. Well, the idea is that you were born with the talent of it. It's bizarre.
Yeah.
You were like, so you're born with this talent, which they explain a little bit more in Korra, and this upset a lot of people. But then like it's like you can paint, but like fucking just because you have a bunch of paints doesn't mean you know how to paint. And so like the dragons were like, well, here's how you fucking actually do fire, bro.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, it was all very... So there was like this... It was like a world of just, like, kind of almost nebulous mythology, and the spirit realm was kind of this, like... You know, it was like magic. It was not even just magic, because firebending, airbending, waterbending, that's magic already. It's that the spirit world was, like, this religious, spiritual entity thing that that was never really well explained. I hate that kind of fantasy. The only kind of fantasy I like that's like that is Harry Potter, and that's just because it's so goddamn charming. Like I don't even really like Doctor Who because there's too much of that shit, but just with science fiction tropes instead of magic.
Right.
Because of the feelings the magic works,
Yeah.
And then the whole that's the whole first series is stuff like that. It's those tropes. One villain, like building up to an evil empire story, right?
Yeah.
I felt it was kind of stock in a lot of ways, but had a lot of interesting ideas. The world building, aside from my complaints about the world, it's pretty good. Like lots of characters. The empires and their politics are interesting. There's, the no war and Bossing Say arc.
Yeah.
Fucking really good and interesting, like, dystopia, like, plotline somewhere in there.
Yeah, I'm always a big fan of the Dai Li.
Yeah. So I like the first series. I just don't love it. But Korra has largely been a urban setting. It's been the important players have been people on screen, right? Like there are villains and they're acting on screen. The villain in the first series is the Fire Lord. You don't see him until like episode 1 billion,
Yeah, fucking Ozai.
Yeah, Ozai.
Well, he's killing all the airbenders, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, they I guess they supplant it by, like, making Zuko the more immediate antagonist.
Yeah. The Zuko almost came out off, like, Team Rocket to me or some shit,
Yeah.
Just like, oh, I'll get you next time, Avatar.
Firebending again?
Yeah. Whereas the villains, I feel like, have all been threatening, and they've all been people with well-defined... They've been humans. They've not been big monsters and stuff. Really, besides whatever, like the evil god guy.
Yeah, Batu,
yeah. It's been people with motivations and beliefs that have been driving them. And I really like that, and I find that a very interesting way. These stories are framed as conflicts between people with motivations, which interests me heavily. And I like it more than the original for that reason. I like Korra.
I mean, that makes sense.
I like Korra more than I like Aang. Because Aang is just like this guy, he just meditates all the time, and he just wants to have fun. But Korra is like a fucking person who I would want to hang out with. She's like, I was like, fucking don't talk about these goddamn spirits again. Jesus fucking Christ, Aang. But Korra's like, hey, I'm sorry.
I find Korra herself to be, like, pretty goddamn insufferable half the time. She's cool, But, like I said, like, She doesn't fucking learn lessons from things. Which, like, I can understand, like, being bullheaded.
Yeah.
And for, like, every now and then being like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, they really fucking, like, you think after a while she'd figure shit out. But no.
Yeah.
No. She's running into the same fucking, like, problems.
Like what?
Like, the whole fucking thing where she's like, I can trust you, Unalaq. Fuck you, Tenzin. And I'm like,
yeah.
God damn
it. Yeah.
And then she gets, like, super burned. And I'm like, God damn it.
I don't feel like she's trusting anyone unduly in this third season.
Oh, no. I mean, the third season she's written way better, I felt.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I felt she was bullheaded and, like, she's a flawed character, but she had character growth in ways I found compelling and interesting.
I feel real sorry for the next Avatar, because he'll connect to his previous bloodlines and it'll just be Korra. And he'll be like, I need advice how to solve this problem, and she's like, well, go cry about it.
I don't know. She just feels very practical and worldly to me compared to Aang.
Oh, yeah.
Compared to Aang, who I felt was a bullshit yogi in a lot of ways.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I like Korra a lot for its supporting cast.
I think that's true, yeah.
Like, I like Bolin more than I've ever liked Sokka.
Yeah.
I feel like he gets shit done.
Yeah, he does.
I love how in, like, the second season, there's, like, this kind of, like, move towards where you think he's gonna have, like, this whole moment where he's, like, realize, like, he's gotta, like, sacrifice shit for, like, being, like, this mover star,
yeah.
and, so on and so forth, and, like, it'll be, like, this huge, crazy, like, kind of, like, character-defining, like, choice.
Yeah.
But instead he's like, no, fuck it, I'm a movie star, and I can save everyone. And he just kicks all his ass. Yeah. And,
yeah,
I don't know.
You're rewarded for liking him.
Yeah, it's great.
He doesn't betray your trust of him.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Mako is a Mako. Whatever. I could care less about Mako.
Yeah, he's a romantic lead, is what he is. He's just there to be objectified by women.
I guess so. Yeah. Which, speaking of Asami, I don't know, man. Asami's a really interesting character that I wish they did more with.
Yeah, I think so too. She also is totally set up to be like a villain in the first season, and then she's just like, meh.
Nah. Yeah, she works out. Yeah. Which I really like Varric for the same reasons.
Varric for the, like, almost opposite reasons?
Well, I guess so.
Yeah.
Where, like, he's set up to, like, he's like, oh, I'm going to help you out, but he's actually, like, this horribly mischievous businessman.
Yeah.
I like him a lot. Just as a character, he's really great.
He does. Yeah, I think he has a good character. I think he's interesting. He is very much a weirdly a Cave Johnson-esque character, mm-hmm. who's both comic relief and somehow menacing at the same time.
Yeah, I know, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love that guy. But, like, yeah, like, and then I like Tenzin a lot. I like Tenzin's family.
Yeah. Speaking, of course, of Cave Johnson, the great J.K. Simmons voicing Tenzin.
Yeah, you got Henry Rollins voicing the new bad guy who looks just like.
He does look a lot like Henry Rollins, as you mentioned. I didn't know they were voicing him. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's pretty good. Let me speak a second to the second and third villains.
Yeah.
I think are so I just don't like. I hate Avatar, which is to say the James Cameron movie, mm-hmm. right? Because it's like, oh, the worldly people are villainous, right? They just want the stuff, and they just want things to help people do things. Yeah. And then, like, oh, but the people with spiritual connections to the planet are, like, the good guys. Like, de facto. Like somehow meditating and thinking real hard about plants makes you ethically a good person. Whereas the villains in Season 2 and Season 3 have been very spiritually minded people, but also huge pricks.
Ah man, I'm really interested in, like, the big complaint I hear a lot about season 3 is that, like, the conflict really has only been, here are some antagonists.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, I mean, like, they've been setting up a lot.
The plot is trying to find airbenders in season 3 so far.
Yeah. Season 3 is largely like we gotta go find the airbenders, while also like there's like some hints that the Earth Kingdom is trying to build up forces to go to war with the United Republic.
Yeah. It's all very Game of Thrones.
Yeah. And so I'm waiting for real shit to hit the fan.
Yeah. Which,
like, if anything, that's one of the things that I liked about the first, like, Avatar: The Last Airbender more than Korra, is that at least in Avatar: The Last Airbender, you're very conscious, I guess, of the conflict that was going on all the time.
That's true.
And it was very much, like, framed kind of every episode was like, well, here's these motherfuckers trying to come hunt me down, or we have to go and do this because, you know, we're trying to, like, solve things in this bigger conflict.
Yeah, it's a more focused story.
Yeah.
But I don't like that as much, actually. I like the how eclectic Korra is, and how there are these multiple threads, and there are many characters acting in that are important. Like there are, like, Varric is doing something, and he's important. Then you have the villains who are doing stuff, and then you have the main cast who are trying to get these airbenders together. And then also you have, like, the queen. Like there's just so many. There's so many players. I find that to be a more interesting story construction than ominous evil force versus protagonists.
Yeah. Yeah. I want things to have, like, I guess, more of a continuous weight to them, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
because it feels like everything that was isolated in the first, like, arc of Korra with AMON was really interesting. Yeah. And then it's like, well, you know, we never have to hear about the Equalist ever again now.
Yeah, you're right. I thought I'd hear more about them now. I guess that political movement died.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, well, I learned airbending, you know, Deus Ex style.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I learned airbending exactly when I needed it.
Yeah.
Blew that guy out the window. And that's the end of that fucking arc.
Yeah, and I changed everyone's mind about being jelly about my superpowers.
Yeah. I feel like the first season was just kind of like there were, like, all the downfalls with the first season.
The first season was like an Ayn Rand treatise.
Yeah. Well, no, I feel like everything, all like the prices that had to be paid, were just kind of hand waved at the end.
Yeah. Well, I think the reason why that's not really carried through into the second season is because the original season was conceived as a contained story, right? Mm-hmm. They didn't know they were going to get a second season when they had started the first season.
Yeah, like not until they were pretty far through it. Yeah. So far as I know.
Yeah, I get the feeling like there was a more definite end to Korra that was written, that was maybe edited in the final version, so it's more continues more so.
Yeah. Which, speaking of, have you seen all the videos with Amon telling stupid puns?
No.
Oh, they're great. I don't link them. They have surprisingly have a more touching and, like, substantial ending to his plot line than the actual series. I did not expect it by, like, a dumb joke series.
Yeah.
But essentially, like, it's exactly the same, but it's just like Amon telling a bunch of stupid fucking puns. And then, like, it tracks through the whole of Korra, but every time Amon shows up, like, it's to tell a bunch of dumb puns.
That's okay.
And it's just, like, it's goddamn, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's what it is.
No, it's alright. I'll look into it. The fan stuff for Korra has been pretty good.
Yeah. There's been a lot of, like, really, really great fan stuff for it.
Yeah.
Of course, it gets, like, a bunch of crazy fans too that are insane.
Yeah, which is also entertaining to me. I love crazy people. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Shipper's gonna ship, I guess.
Shipper's gonna ship. But yeah, so I guess I like Korra more because more character driven. I feel like it's not about like cosmic forces in the world. It's about like or destiny even necessarily. There's like allusions to destiny almost, but at the end of the day, it's people making decisions that are solving the problems or failing to solve the problems. Right? More interesting to me. I care about that more. I can engage with it.
Yeah.
I like Guy Ritchie movies.
Yeah, me too. A lot, actually. That's I guess that's the real like draw, I guess, for me for Korra and why I've been watching it so long.
Yeah.
It's because I like all the characters are really interesting and what all of them want to do, and they have conflicting kind of desires.
Yeah.
Which is like always fun for me.
Yeah, there's just lots of characters in it that I think were good. I like the villain in the second season. I can't think of his name right now.
Oh, Unalaq?
Unalaq. I like Unalaq. I like the mom's brother, whatever that character's name was.
Oh,
the water-bending senator.
Yeah, dude, waterbenders always evil.
Yeah, man. I love that the waterbenders are all evil in that first season. It was really interesting.
Tarlock.
Tarlock. Yeah, Tarlock. I love Tarlock, man.
Yeah.
Fuck. I love a good politician villain. I always find that really compelling and interesting. And when he when she confronts him in his office and then they just fight. And
that was great.
Yeah. That was amazing.
That was a spectacular sequence.
Yeah.
I really felt like because there was like a weird moment where season 2 was being handled by a different producer, like I said, before they went back to Mirror, and so the animation kind of declined for a while. But I feel like the finale for 2 and really like all of season 3 has had some of the best bending we've fucking seen.
Oh yeah, it's been fucking cool. It's been real cool.
It's been great.
Yeah.
There's that scene that aired recently where it's Kai, or I think that's goddamn not Kai. Shit, what's Tenzin's sister's name?
Oh.
Kaya or something.
Yeah.
Kaya.
I think it's Kaya.
Yeah. Yeah, and she fights Henry Rollins.
Yeah.
Or Zahir, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's just such a cool fight.
It's really neat. Yeah. They have a really interesting fight. It's been really cool. It's been really cool bending fights, creative power usages, which is what I like in superhero shows and superpower shows.
Yeah.
Using your powers in interesting ways. The guy who earth bends but turns shit into lava, which makes 100% sense if you can water bend and turn that shit to ice, right?
Exactly. No, I really, my favorite thing about that group of villains is all the different names people are trying to give them.
Yeah.
So we got like the Expendables.
I like
the Elements of Destruction.
I like that. Yeah.
I think their canon name is the Red Lotus, as opposed to the White Lotus. But God, I love all the dumb names people give them.
They're a pretty good supervillain team. They're the four elements, with the exception of Zahir, they all do something weird with their elements. Mm-hmm. Which is Fire Chick has the explodey powers from the guy in the first season, which I will note not the first season, the first show. The guy with the explodey brain powers, his fight against Aang is the coolest fight in that show, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fucking love that fight.
I like that fight. I really like Aang's fight against the Earthbender King guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was another good one.
Yeah, that was good too. You're right. But my favorite is explodey brain guy. So I would
Sparky Boom Man, or whatever they call him.
Man,
yeah. Yeah.
I like how Zuko in this season was like, I hired a guy that had explodey brain powers once.
Yeah, that was great.
Didn't work.
Yeah, I really like the humor is pretty goddamn good.
It's solid, yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm really interested in what those guys want, because I gotta figure they wanted to kidnap the Avatar and teach the Avatar and raise the Avatar under their own scruples.
Yeah, I don't know. Or want less spiritual involvement in the world. So let me say something about the end of season 2. I was really worried about that ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying how I like the worldliness of the show, and how the show wasn't about like magical spirits and magic, and even the spirits are very human, right? They have like motivations we can understand. You can empathize with them, right? Except for maybe the turtles.
Fuck the turtles.
Who seem just magic. Just magic as shit. I'm just waiting for someone to go into the spirit world and find those turtles. Become Avatar 2 Electric Boogaloo. Right?
Well, no, you can't have multiple elements unless you have,
No, the reason why the Avatar had multiple elements is because he went to all those turtles and got every element.
Well, yeah, but he also, he couldn't use them all at once unless he had Rava, like, fused with him, right?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think...
Yeah, I thought that was the whole point of the, of having Rava, was that she would, like, host him or something.
Well, the first Avatar, just went to these turtles, got all the powers.
Yeah.
He did the Legend of Zelda quest, he got every item, and then he fused with Rava, so whenever Rava goes to a new body, they get all the powers.
Yeah.
He didn't have, like everyone else who has bending powers, they were from one of these societies that lived on a turtle, right?
Yeah.
And they just got it genetically, because their parents had the powers, kids get the powers. No one actually else went around to all these turtles, did the Zelda quest, and got them all.
Right.
The only guy who did that didn't have any fucking kids. So the only person who gets that power is the one who gets, like, the reincarnation, and was, like, fused with Rava or whatever.
Yeah,
That's the mythology. I'm just waiting for villains to go into there and be like, hey, turtle!
Well, I think the turtles don't just fucking shit powers for people. Well, I say that. I don't know, man.
They do.
They gave Aang spirit bending. Just fucking have it.
Yeah, no. And that's what happened in the mythological background, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I thought like when we're like, oh, the spirits are gonna come in, I was like, this is just gonna be fell magics from now on, right? Yeah. And then I'm not gonna be able to connect with the world on the level that I used to. But then pretty much all the spirits have been like, fucking get off my lawn. Right?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I can empathize with this hedgehog man.
Yeah, there's been a lot of that, and then I also enjoyed that there's like all these people getting airbending, and so they're like, now you could be part of our airbender nation. They're like, no. I don't identify as an airbender. I got a family.
Yeah. I liked J.K. Simmons' speech. But like, you get to live in a mountain and give up all your possessions.
Your best friend will be a fucking hair bison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, like, you gotta figure, I guess because they've lived so many thousands of years with their cultures divided by, like, who bends what.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah. That's essentially true. I don't know. Because the air nomads, that seems like a pretty shitty one to get. Fuck being a Tibetan monk, dude. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'd rather be a Chinese peasant than a Tibetan. Well, that's not true. Being an actual Tibetan monk in the days of, like, the brutal reign of the Tibetan monks is, like, essentially like being minor nobility. Yeah, because you just, like, whip peasants. And you're like, God said give me corn. And you're like, alright, fine.
Yeah, but, you know, you got magic powers.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I mean, like, I don't know. There's a lot of things that, like, I think that, like, Korra gets a lot of flack for that it shouldn't.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people bitch and complain about everybody having, like, advanced bending and then also not, like, adhering to the forums.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's kind of along the lines of, like, well, now that we have, like, the telephones and everybody can actually, like, communicate, it's way easier for people to learn all these, like, advanced techniques.
Yeah.
And also, since there isn't so much, like, I guess, dedication to, like, the old ways of practicing shit, of course a lot of new ways will pop up.
Yeah.
So it's like, all the, like, old school, like, you have to bend this way is, like, less prominent, but, like, because of that, that's why people are, like, bending metal left and right and fucking shooting lightning for money, like, scraps.
Yeah.
You know, like, because that shit's just, like, you teach people how to do it, and it's not, like, you know, in the original series where, like, it was, like, covered, like, oh, you know how to bend this way. It's because, like, you had the balls to break the goddamn system.
Yeah. No,
but now it's just like commonplace.
Yeah, I think it makes complete sense, actually.
Yeah, like the globalization of bending.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I wonder what like the Bruce Lee like firebending style would be like, for instance, where he just went around and learned. Like one guy went around and learned every technique he could from like everyone he could find, and just be like, "This is the stuff that works."
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder what that world's like bending MMA ends up looking like.
I mean, they had the pro bending fighting tournaments.
Yeah, but they weren't. That wasn't what it was like. It was like that was team based, and there was like a line down there.
Yeah, I guess so. There were like rules.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's interesting. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm really interacting on this show at a particularly deep level, though.
Well, yeah. It's just kind of like, all right, time for magic fucking adventures through Magic Land.
Yeah, it just feels it's just like fun stories. I feel like the first season had a weirdly libertarian, like, political message to it. You get that, like the equalists are like the proletariat, who hate these people who are born with more talent than they have. Yeah. And like it's like, come on, why can't we like have all the privileges they do? Yeah, exactly. It's exactly the song "The Trees" by The Rush. Right. Yeah. The oaks are just too greedy. What was it? Whatever. They grab up all the light.
Yeah. So, but no, I mean, like, I think the show's enjoyable. It's not without its flaws, but I feel like this third season's been like the strongest. I just like, I feel as though a lot of the times with a lot of the things that they do is that they amp me up a whole lot for like being excited for something really big to happen. Yeah. And then whatever actually happens always kind of feels a little underwhelming.
Maybe that's true.
Because I had like 1,001 theories about AMON, and not a single one of them ended up being like the actual like what ended up happening. Yeah. Just like with Unalak, I was like, oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, just like the power hungry guy.
Yeah. Okay.
He's just a power hungry wizard.
Yeah. I was like, all right, cool, I guess.
Yeah. He's just trying to do the Batman thing and eat a god.
Yeah. I like the like twins story arc was actually ended up being an arc instead of them just being joked around with.
Yeah, I think those were funny and interesting characters, and the comically touching Bowen, like, romance. Yeah, it was funny. It was funny that there was actually emotion there.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
But I think it's a show worth watching. I mean, even independent of the original series, it's just taking it too seriously, you get real frustrated.
Yeah.
So you gotta engage with it, understand that it's like it is what it is. Yeah, it's fucking fun.
It's fun. It's a fun show. I recommend it unequivocally. Well, I don't know, probably not unequivocally, but I do. I really like it. I
Let's see Henry Rollins blow dudes up with air.
Yeah, and give speeches about old yogis and stuff.
That's great.
Yeah. No, it's like a super cool character. It feels, you know what it really feels like to me? It feels like a fucking 80s movie for some reason. Like these badasses are coming down and they all have like fucking monologues and shit. I don't know. It's hard to put my finger on it. I just feel like it's Magic Die Hard somehow.
Yeah, somehow.
Somehow in my heart, that's what I feel.
Yeah. No, it's very enjoyable on like a visceral kind of level.
But yeah, I don't know. I think that's all I have to say about Legend of Korra. It's good. I like a lot of parts of it. I was worried about all the magic coming back, and that fucking with the balance of the show in my head, where it's that about. Because it's a story. For in my head, I loved Korra because it's a story about people doing things. Yeah. And then I thought the magic would just be like, oh, it's just going to be about, like, I don't know, dragons and their prophecies or some shit. Yeah. But no, it's still about people and, like, dealing with just this event.
Yeah, I think it's cool that like the adults are actually like not all presented as super mature with all their shit together.
Yeah, I like that too. I like how like the mature like master character J.K. Tenzin.
Yeah.
He's both wise but imperfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Aang was a shitty dad.
Yeah, it seems like all of them kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Right?
No, fucking no one was a good
No
parent.
one was a good parent, yeah. Oh well.
Fucking spectacular.
Yeah. Yeah. That's just a good show. No one was a particularly good parent. Which I think is true to life.
Yeah.
All our parents make mistakes. And I think that's what Korra's all about.
Making a bunch of mistakes.
Making a bunch of mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reminds me of that one time we ordered steaks.
Oh. Oh. Oh, by the way, Tom Kenny is worth $16 million.
Fucking radical. That's why shit's so kawaii.
That's why shit's so kawaii. Yay!
Fucking bust.
That's the end.